Yep, we're back with that Fear the Walking Dead. We all fall down spoiler review. Now, this episode, we all know that Fear the Walking Dead is just not as good as The Walking Dead. And I actually had high hopes when I first heard the announcement of a spin-off series to The Walking Dead. But this show just hasn't done it. It hasn't done it. But I will say that some episodes here and there from Fear the Walking Dead are somewhat entertaining and interesting. And this is another one of them. I think, yes, it's still slow. You're not getting an action-packed episode of The Walking Dead. You're not getting Carol making cookies. You're just not. And you're not going to get a deep philosophical of an episode. They try to go deep with the dialogue and everything, but it doesn't really work sometimes. But this episode wasn't too bad, I might say. It just wasn't. It wasn't that bad at all. What we had was basically Strand needed, and the crew, everybody, Madison, or aka Maddie, Travis, Nick, and all them, are trying to find a place to hide because they have somebody on their tail, pirates probably, and they need to find a place. And they find like a little cove area where they have there's a ranger station there. Maybe they could radio and get some information, gather some stuff up because they want to go to San Diego. And what they found in the book in that log is that San Diego is done. It is done. So they go to this little cove and they end up meeting people who are, they have their lights flashing. So they end up meeting some people. It's a husband. I think his name was George, his wife, his 2 kids, and his oldest son. Now, this is where it got pretty interesting because actually I did like the character George. I mean, I could really relate. He was smart. He had a good stronghold of it's like they're in the island. I mean, of course, another part of the island, there's like a big city and stuff. So zombies could come ashore. There definitely was being washed ashore, and especially in the beginning of this episode when we saw zombies just wash ashore from the sea and then make land, and we think they're going to go after the 2 kids, but that's actually really fenced off. So that was pretty good. We see him and his philosophy about staying there and being with family, dying with family. And I knew right away that he was poisoning the kids. The kids were being poisoned and everything because Nick found that out. You thought Nicky was back. I call him Nicky. You thought Nick was back in his junky ways. Well, you're wrong. Maybe he is. It's kind of interesting how fast he got over it, and it's very interesting how Ophelia was saying, "No, I know this world now." Like, hasn't it just been like kind of a month since the apocalypse, honestly? So, do you really know the world? Do you really know the world, Ophelia? Do you feel me, Ophelia? I love Daniel though. Daniel was such a great character. If take away for one thing on Fear the Walking Dead, Daniel should be on The Walking Dead because that motherfucker's smart. He knows exactly what he's like. He's trying to figure out what the hell Strand is up to, and he does find a lot of maps and a gun and going to Mexico. What's in Mexico? I want in Mexico other than papas and beers, right? Yeah. So he's trying to figure out his plan, and it was kind of stupid how Strand was gone for such a long period of time and he never once caught Daniel going through all his his stuff in the captain's area, so where you could row the boat and everything. I mean, he did take the keys, but still. And what is Strand up to? Like, it's a very interesting. I'm very interested in that aspect of the show. Is like, what the fuck is this guy up to? What is he doing and everything? I did like, I don't know if I don't really like the fact that, Chris is still being a whiny little bitch. Yes, your mama died. I know. But look how Sean took it from Shaun of the Dead. He was a champ. He went back into Winchester and got a pint, my friend. Overall though, this episode leading up to the conclusion of them, the mother trying to tell them, here, take my kids, my husband's poisoning them, you need to take them on that boat, I need them to survive. And then the little girl ends up dying from the poison, and then she bites the mom, and she turns into a zombie. Then George is like, damn it, I'm gonna go down with the ship. The oldest son has to put down the mom. All that could have been really, really executed, really emotional pull, especially when the kid was waving and Madison's waving back. It could have been very emotional, but it just wasn't executed right. I think directing wise and editing wise, it just wasn't there. And acting wise, I think the acting in this show is subpar. I think Travis is supposed to be our main guy, but he hasn't shown me anything where I'm really rooting for this guy. It's just, he likes books. Good for him. He's trying to figure out what to do, and the problem with Travis is he don't know what the fuck to do, and he doesn't have the cojones to do it. I mean, Madison seems like she's the one with the balls in the relationship, and I don't even like Madison. I don't even like her acting. Kim Dickinson's in the show, but other than that, this episode was somewhat entertaining. Some of the conversations, some of the interactions, especially when meeting these new people, were actually really good. Daniel and Strand was great. I love Daniel as a character. I think he's definitely, not because of his name, but just overall, he's a very smart old man. He's not even that old. Yeah, he's an old man. Alicia, she just seems like she's just there to be there. I mean, you had a little interaction between her and Nick, but honestly, she's just there. They should just kill her off at this point because they don't know what to do with her, honestly. Just have her make problems, I guess. Nick is starting to come around once again. At first, I really kind of liked him as a character in the beginning of the series, and then as he really, when this junkie addicts, I was like, eh. But I think they really trying to make him likable again, especially when he's with the kids and interacting with the kids, and Chris being just a little dick and not even want to see the room. Other than that, though, I don't want to say it was a great, fantastic episode, but it was a somewhat entertaining episode. I say somewhat because you still have parts here and there that really lag and are really just slow, and it's a very slow burn. But then you have other parts that actually make you interested, and that's what this episode did, was make you very interested in a lot of things, especially towards this new family that they met, and then of course Strand himself. But overall, Fear the Walking Dead, We All Fall Down was a win for Fear the Walking Dead this weekend. I believe, in my opinion, I think it was a win for them. It was actually a not too bad episode, but they still need something to get this going. They really need a actor with caliber to be in this series, and I think that's what they're missing. And I think they need definitely a story and dialogue to match with it. So overall, thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, I am Dad Mega Dad's son. So please hit that subscribe button and look at all my other videos. They're all awesome. Yeah, yay. Like the video if you like it. Comment below. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. And what did you think about tonight's episode of We All Fall Down from Fear the Walking Dead? I will see you guys later. I'm Dad Mega Dad's son. This was Dead Walking Sunday. Bye, guys.